Boston College had the ups and downs in 2018. They were a team that was very dangerous at times and that would upset teams, but other times they struggled. What are they going to do in 2019? That is what we're going to be going over today. Boston College's schedule preview. We're going to be going over a few players that this team will be returning, who they're going to be losing, and also we're going to be looking at their schedule for the first time this offseason. In 2018, they went 7-5, and they kind of had the ups and downs once again. I mean, we saw them upset a couple of teams at one point. But on other points, they just didn't even look like a top 25 team. They were ranked for a couple weeks in this season, I do believe. So that is definitely a plus about this season for them. They do return Brown, and also they return all running backs. So that is really going to be helpful to them. It was one receiver, 3 offensive linemen, and also 1 tight end. So really offensively, they are losing a couple. But I mean, of course, returning Brown and the running backs once again will be really helpful there. And then you lose 3 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, 2 safeties, and 1 cornerback. So really on defense is really where you're going to take the major hits. Offense will likely improve though. That is the good news because of losing 1 receiver. They may be a little bit weak on the offensive line, but of course it is still pretty good news to be able to hear. They're going to be returning your running backs and most of your receivers. But yeah, the defense will definitely be taking major hits, so watch out for that part. In 2019, the outlook is going to be good for Boston College. I'm not really expecting them to be much better than last year. I think they'll kind of hang right around where they were. But that just kind of depends on how they get started with the season. I think if you can start the season quick, that is really going to help you. Here's their schedule next season: Virginia Tech, Richmond, Kansas, Rutgers to start off the season. So really their non-conference opponents. You do play 2 Power 5 conference opponents, but they're like the 2 biggest blowovers of any Power 5 conference team. Kansas and Rutgers, 2 very easy games there, I think. But of course, the Rutgers game on the road, I think that one could cause problems if you don't prepare right for that game. I mean, Rutgers, we've seen they're not very good at home typically, but just a road game for a team like Boston College. I mean, no road game is given in college football, and we've seen that in many scenarios. But here's kind of what I think of it. I think their first 5 games, nonetheless, they do win. So they're going to get off to a really fast start to the season, I do believe. I mean, Virginia Tech and Wake Forest are probably 2 of the easier ACC opponents, along with Louisville, which is what they have on October 5th. I'm not going to put the Louisville game in green just quite yet, because Boston College will likely be starting to get a little bit tired after winning those first 5 games. But yeah, then you have to go to Louisville, so I mean that likely will be a win. I'm not ruling that out, but I think it'll be a win. But it just with it being a road game, I'm not going to put that in green quite yet. NC State at home, then you have a couple weeks later. That one will be more of a challenge, I do believe. That should be a pretty good game though. Clemson the next week. Really, their first half of the season is really kind of easy. But the second half of the season is really where things start to heat up, as you can see. I mean, you got Clemson and you got to play at Notre Dame. Those were 2 college football playoff teams last season, and you have to go on the road to both of them. So that's something to note there. Then you got Syracuse also on the road. You got Florida State at home, and then Pitt on the road to end off the season. That's probably your easiest game out of your final 6. But yeah, that 5-game stretch in between mid-October and into late November, it'll be a very tough stretch. But I do expect them to make a bowl game next season pretty easily. I'm winning those 5 games to start off the season. Then I do believe they'll win at least one of those final 7. I would expect them to win probably 2 to 3. 7-5 to 8-3 or 8-4 is a pretty reasonable record, I think, for next season. Very possible record there. But yeah, once again, that second half of the season going to be really challenging for this Boston College team. But anyway, that's about it for this preview. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Boston College in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this team. Very interesting team next year, especially since they were a big surprise, in my opinion, last year as well. But yeah, we're going through the ACC. We're about halfway through. And we got about half the ACC left, and I believe after that is on to the Pac-12. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching once again, and show some support, but only if you'd like to, and I will see you later.